We can have an orderly transition, or we can have a chaotic disruption. With both of them, we start in the same place, being here, and we end in the same place, being no coal. But with the chaotic disruption, people get hurt. But if we have a managed transition, we can do this as a society. It's not a huge problem. It's only a huge problem if we don't plan. So I'd want to have a coal commission and need to do. We know how to do it, and it's pretty simple. We just electrify everything, and we deploy renewables to produce the electricity. Point is, things are moving very quickly. And that's the step change scenario I've been showing you. The crazy thing is that even less than a year after the step change scenario came out, we're already well ahead, moving faster than the step change scenario. Even after 3 years, we are significantly ahead on rooftop solar. Last year, we set an amazing record of 3 gigawatts of rooftop solar added. So you see coal exiting the system earlier. And I can guarantee you when the next integrated system plan comes out next year, that'll be steeper still, and again and again. One thing people ask is how are we going to keep the lights on if we have all this variable energy? The integrated system plan shows us a technology mix under this step change scenario going forward, but we have increasing amounts of storage. So you can see the black and brown disappearing and the light blue wedges growing. So it'll be storage that allows us to keep the lights on as the coal and gas retire. When people say they want to build a new gas plant, I'm less concerned because it actually will hardly ever run. I think we can be quite confident that the electricity sector will continue to decarbonise. But the other sectors of the economy are moving much slower. We're not doing very well at reducing emission. Ketan Joshi, who many of you might have read articles in either The Guardian or Renew Economy, he worked out it'd be about the year 2300 that Australia decarbonises at this rate. Thermal coal is only 5.5% of our export dollars. The way the media carry on about it, you'd think it was about a third or a half. About a third of our coal goes to Japan, and they have net zero by 2050 target. They're looking at substituting some of their coal with ammonia, and they're also looking at offshore wind investments. And they're restarting a bunch of their nuclear power stations. The thermal coal sector is no bigger than the motor vehicle sector was, a sector that we threw on the scrap heap. It's small enough that we can look after every worker if we want to, in a way that we never did for other industries. 5 coal power stations are going to be running at a loss by 2025, if they're not already running at a loss. I think many in the industry, including Kerry Schott, who runs the Energy Security Board, believe that things are going to move much faster than the official projections. Some bright things on the horizon are some mega projects of an incredible scale, the likes of which we've never seen before. Here's the Sun Cable project. This is the Mike Cannon-Brookes and Twiggy Forrest backed plan to build the world's biggest solar farm near Tennant Creek and the biggest battery farm right next to it, sending the power to Darwin and then through a 3,700 kilometre cable to Singapore. The project would provide about 20% of Singapore's power. This one's over in Western Australia. It's called the Asian Renewable Energy Hub. The size of it would make it the largest power station in the world. They're actually going to use the renewable energy to feed electrolyzers, making green ammonia. And with these offshore floating refueling buoys, there'll be energy ships taking the product up to Japan they wanted, and this project intends to provide it. One of the things I'm really excited about is electric vehicles are at the tipping point. It's the running cost where the car comes in as much more affordable, 6 cents a kilometre, including the fuel, electricity, tyres and servicing. So, big news over the last year, I think, was all the countries that are signing up for net zero targets, 121 countries. We've got businesses are going renewables and many are going net zero. This is now up to over 250 companies have signed up to be 100% renewable. Our states are going net zero and renewables. Every state has a 2050, or in the case of ACT, 2045. South Australia, they said last year they want to get to 100% renewables, and they said just in December that they want to get to 500%. So everyone's getting with the program except these two. Why? Well, I think it's these two. The climate crisis is not going to be solved by our own personal sacrifice. It's going to be solved by electing the right people and passing the right laws and drafting the right regulations and signing the right treaties and respecting those treaties already signed. So for me, what do I think the tasks are for 2021? Well, I think we've got to keep the pressure on the electricity sector transition. It's happening. We need to get policies in to transform the transport sector, starting with EVs. We need to start phasing out domestic and business gas that can be. And we've got to get our governments talking seriously about coal closures. We've got to start having policies to explicitly talk about coal closures. We all feel that it's somehow unseemly to be political, but I want to be political here. We need a new government. If we want to take advantage of these opportunities for Australia, if we want to not be the pariah, if we want to not be the country at the back of the pack, it's pretty clear that the current government's not going to be able to deliver. I implore every able-bodied person to consider how they can help ensure that we have a change.